Assalamu alaikum, Vandaka, Ni hao ma. Welcome back. Guys, I'm sure if you're very observant, you have noticed something. The location is different, but unless I have 10 or 11 suits that look exactly like this, I'm wearing the same clothes. So we're just doing this one day, but we want to get this down because it's so important for you, so important because of what your children may be facing. Those of you who have university-age children who are away from home, I want you to know what's taking place because I was one of those who was part of the groups that used to send people out to places like Malaysia to fish for your children, for you probably if you were in school at that time. So today we're going to talk about sending them out. Sending who else? Sending out those who've already embraced this new faith of theirs, who may have left their faith. Now they're in a position to do the same thing. So what takes place? What takes place is similar to what I saw once when I was watching, I think it was National Geographic. And again, you can learn so much from the Creator Allah when He uses animals to teach us things. And I thought about something. There was an episode, I believe it was on alligators and crocodiles and hippopotami. And you realize that these crocs do not attack the hippos. There's some sort of uneasy truce there. And I guess the crocs know that if a hippo opens his mouth and clamps onto them, it snap them in half. But what a mother hippo does with that newborn after it gets to be a certain age, she will get it, and it could be a group of crocodiles over there. She'll nudge her baby in the midst of danger, as we perceive danger, in the midst of those crocodiles. And she'll back off. And she'll observe what's taking place. And none of the crocs will attack. What is that doing? That's teaching that young hippo that there's nothing to be afraid of, nothing to fear. And it develops a courage, a boldness to be able to swim in the river or the lake or the river without fear at all. That's what takes place in the mission field. When you take that new one who's embraced that faith of Christianity, you've taught them those things that I've talked to you in our second lesson, or I think it was the first one, when we were doing the training. Now you're taking them out there and you're nudging them out amongst the crocs, so to speak, amongst the sharks, amongst, those who may try to steer them away or cause them to have fear. And you take the second position. You let them do the opening, the talking, and you're there silently praying in your heart. Sort of like the mother hippo who's not praying, but observing the situation. So you're there observing while the young one that you've raised and followed up on and nurtured is now sharing with another student their new belief. And you're helping that person. And then when the person comes back and they realize, wow, that wasn't bad after all. I wasn't eaten alive. They didn't destroy me, and I felt peace. Then they have the courage themselves to go out more often, even if there's no one with them. That they have the encouragement, the strength to do the same thing. That's all part of the replication process. And once that's done, once You have the two becomes 4, the 4 becomes 8, and the 8 to 16. And one thing, again, missionaries they have time. They don't look at it as just trying to capture somebody overnight. They realize if they look at it long term, that not only do they have the students who are there now, but the next intake of students, freshmen who will be there a minimum of 4 years, graduate school 2 more years, they have all this time to equip those new students who come in to do the same thing that this person has just finished doing. And that's part of the process of taking someone from the beginning to having them do what they've seen you do in their lives. Now, next we'll talk about the great motivation for all this. But until that time, I want to leave you again in the words of peace and solidarity. And warning, friends, be careful. They're out there and they want you. But until then, I'm leaving words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.